You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion. Delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Joe Ingram is in the house. Welcome, buddy.
Thank you, Ron Siegel. Happy to be here as always. It's always a shock when I make it through the front door.
It's always yes. Sometimes we've got people that are we're waiting for you out there.
Exactly.
It's just sometimes they don't get their job done correctly. Hey, let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance related questions, I am the consumer advocate out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Just remember that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan. A plan to save you money. I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And of course, we're celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Wicked Day?
No,
I don't think so. Audio Drama Day? I don't think so. Publicist Day? Nobody heard of that one. Speak Up for Service. Now, I like Speak Up for Service. Now, this is not service that you have to do. It's not when you've got your probation to deal with. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about just service for the sake of service. And we appreciate people that do service for the sake of service. I like that. So we've got that one there. That's a good one. And I know this is controversial because it's amazing. This is another one. And being that Joe Ingram's in the house, I can use this analogy. So have you ever noticed how everybody out there says, I don't like candy corn? Yet, you don't like candy corn?
I don't like candy corn.
Okay. Now, think about this concept. Everybody out there says they don't like candy corn, but candy corn sells. Now, I'm going to give you the Joe Ingram analogy. So everybody out there, have you ever heard anybody that says, you know something? I spend all day long watching porn.
I don't know those people.
Right?
No, yeah, exactly.
Nobody knows that.
Yeah.
But it's a massive industry on the internet.
Correct.
Right? So nobody does it, but it's there. Nobody likes candy corn, but it's out every year at this time of the year. So
sells.
So you just got to wonder about some of these things. So today is National Candy Corn Day, and I will tell you, I like candy corn. So I'm just going to throw it. It's got to be Brock's, though. The other ones are not as good. I just throw it. And you know something at my size, I've tried them. So I know what I'm talking about here. Let's take a look and see what the markets are doing. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 363 points. The S&P 500 is up 32. The NASDAQ is up 117. Oil is down $2.99 a barrel. That's kind of odd, but we're going to look and see. Doesn't matter on gas prices. 10-year Treasury is up 5 basis points. We don't like that because we do have a lending team in the mortgage world, and when the rates go up, it doesn't help for housing. Let's take a look at the gas prices, though. So we're looking here, California, $5.29 a gallon. So we're coming down a bit. Josh, you're at $4.59. You're doing a little bit better. You're close to $5 recently. So we're watching all of these different gas prices. And have you noticed, this is going to be fascinating because unintended consequences of the Biden administration. And there's a lot of consequences there.
True.
Such an idiot.
Yeah. Don't say that about the president. So here's the issue. Ford settled their strike, right? So they've agreed that the item that the president wants sold most, they've agreed that they're going to lose $900 a unit on electric vehicles. Somehow that math doesn't work out to me. GM, they say they've settled their strike. I wonder if they're going to be able to show how they're going to lose more money. Why? Because apparently people don't want electric vehicles. No matter how much the government says you have to buy them, people still want gas-powered cars. I'm just out there saying that. I'm not in the car industry. I just watch what's going on. People still want that gas-powered vehicle, and they're not willing to switch over no matter how much the government subsidies. Although I guess we did watch where. Do you have you have an electric vehicle, Joe?
I was going to say, I drove my electric vehicle today.
Yeah, but you also got 17 gas powered cars.
Exactly. You're right.
Have you got the electric Corvette yet?
No, not at all. That's expensive. That's like a condo.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay, so Joe Ingram has not gone that far yet. What do you have? What kind of an electric car do you have?
I have the Ford Mach-E, the Mustang.
That's not a Mustang.
It's not a Mustang. It was their attempt to save the moniker, but it was.
I mean, you drive down the road and you see that thing and you say, that's not a Mustang.
Yeah, that's what I say too.
Right?
But Mach-E instead of Mach-1 is what they went for. And I said, just name it a Mach-E. That would have been fine with everybody else.
I mean,
yes.
It's
fantastic car. Fit, finish, everything is fantastic in the car. But it's still... putting a horse on the front just is wrong.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. A Mustang is a Mustang. That's a muscle car, not
right.
No matter what you want to do, it's still not. No matter what. Okay, and did you see our governor, who's not running for president, by the way, but he's doing everything that a presidential candidate would do, over in China? So he went and met with Xi Jinping, who won't meet with the president of the United States. That's an interesting one. He did test drive a new Tesla and said by the year 2040 or 2050, we're all going to be saying, why did I ever drive a car when the automated cars are available? And I thought to myself, I'm hoping that by 2050, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't know that I'm going to be driving anything by 2050. But, that's Governor Newsom. He's and I guess apparently Xi Jinping said that he's doing a very good job. He's almost got California to be looking just like China. We're not there yet, but he's close. But we're close. We're getting closer. So watch that one closely. Let's see what else is going on. Oil prices. I did mention oil prices. That being that it is Monday morning and I haven't had enough coffee yet. Down $2.94 a gallon. I wonder if the president's awake. Maybe he'll start filling the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. He said under $80 a barrel. I guess he's going to wait till it goes back up to 100. Why is oil going down, though, when there's a war in the Middle East? Can somebody help me with that one? Well, we're going to talk about all these things and more. We're going to talk to Joe Ingram today because, you know something, Joe? You may be able to help here.
I'll try.
Well, you're now an artificial intelligence guru.
I am.
Can we get some artificial intelligence or any intelligence in Washington, D.C.?
I don't believe it. I think there's a void, something that happens as you cross into the District of Columbia that just zaps everything.
Okay, so maybe we still can't take care of that part, but we're going to learn about artificial intelligence. I use AI every day. ChatGPT and I are friends. So we're going to talk to Joe about that one. Real estate agent helps take the fear out of the market. I want to see how that works. And if we have time, end of year financial planning for freelancers. All that and more. Reach me anytime off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages
and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender. Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit RSRNoDebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit RSRNoDebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. RSRNoDebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. RSRNoDebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to RSRNoDebt.com. RSRNoDebt.com.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And every day at this time, OBMMI. They provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 42% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. They don't tell us points paid, points received, or APR, only the locked rates. Let's look. Friday. That's the latest data we have is Friday. 30-year conforming loan, 7.78, up a little bit. 30-year jumbo loan. I'm sorry, that was down a little bit. 30-year jumbo loan, 7.946. That was down a lot. 30-year FHA loan, 7.45, down a little bit. 30-year USDA loans, rural areas, generally no down payment, 7.51. That one was down. What's this all about? The only one that was up was the best loan on the market, the VA loan, 7.457. We can't be doing that. We can't be letting the best loan on the market be going up. And that's for the people that earned it. And every week, every business day morning, we put out a report relatively early as we can get all the data. And it's basically our thoughts on what's going on in the market right now. rsrmarketminute.com. rsrmarketminute.com. It's free subscription. You can go right there and get it free to you. rsrmarketminute.com. Let's see what's going on right now, being that we looked at what happened on Friday. So let's check out right now. The S&P 500 is up 33 points right now. 10-year Treasury is up 6 basis points, 4.89. Mortgage-backed securities are down 14 basis points. Not a whole lot of news driving the market today. It's all watching what's going on. And for those of you that are like me and have no life, 10:30 Eastern time today, 7:30 on the West. If you're not watching the Monday Night Football or the World Series, you can monitor what's going on at the Bank of Japan to see what's going on with interest rates. I know. There's some people that do that kind of stuff. That's one of the things I do because it's going to give us an idea maybe of what our rates are going to do, because this is going to be an action-packed week, all except for today. So today is kind of quiet on the news front. We're going to get the ADP jobs report and the job openings and labor transition report on Wednesday. The Federal Reserve will come out and tell us they're doing nothing at 11 o'clock our time on Wednesday. But then all heck's going to break loose when Jerome Powell opens his mouth at 11:30 our time. That's usually when the bond market goes down, rates go up as soon as he starts talking. And if we start looking at all the details of what's going on in the numbers that the Fed's looking at, think about this. We already know that rent and housing is the biggest component of the CPI report. Fed looks at PCE, they're pretty close to the same thing. But housing is the biggest part of CPI. And that's at 2.5%. So if they get to get to the 2% range, well, everything else has to be cover up for that or make up for that, right? Now, we look at insurance, auto insurance. That's up a lot as well. House insurance and auto insurance, both up dramatically. Okay, the Federal Reserve's interest rates are not going to change what's going on in insurance rates. So now you take those two, everything else has to be down about 1% in order to get to where we need to be. How's the Fed going to do that? It's called pain for you and me. So that's what we have to look forward to this week. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. All of Joe's fans are watching us today. I see a message here from Joe Ingram, says, wow, your guest is sexy.
Thank you very much, Joe, for your comment and acknowledging that.
I don't know how we want to go with this one, especially compared to what we were talking about in the last segment. That's a whole different story.
Exactly.
Joe Ingram is with us. Joe's a trainer, and he trains in a lot of different areas, but it's amazing because he's always up on what's the latest and greatest. Sometimes he's a little quick on it because, he gets into some of these things, dives in deep, and then they're gone pretty quickly. And I don't know if there's a cause and effect there, Joe.
Right. It's quite possible to me. Yes, I've exploited it to the point that it's no longer desirable. Yes.
Were you on MySpace?
I was.
Okay, that's gone.
Tom and I are still friends today.
Okay.
Yes.
You're on Clubhouse?
Yes.
That one's gone.
Yes, it's gone. It's still technically out there. It's just so dead.
Do we have a pattern going here, Joe?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to spend more time on Facebook.
That one seems to be sticking around a little
Yeah,
longer.
well, no, I'm going to see if I can kill it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
So,
and you're probably on TikTok.
I am.
Okay, so that one's doing okay.
TikTok's still getting through, still providing news that we can actually trust. Yes,
that we can actually trust. Okay.
So,
well, something comes right out of China, so they've got plenty of money, so it's not a problem.
it's true.
Right there.
It's true. They can laugh at us and let us see what's really going on.
Yeah, exactly. So the latest and greatest, and I looked at this, Joe, probably 6 months ago, and I was reporting on ChatGPT, and when it was just as it was coming out, they were just coming out with 4, and it was still when you could hardly get in. 3.5 was there, and if you really wanted to use it, you had to go to Fore and pay for it.
Yep.
And Microsoft came out and said, about what they were doing with it. And a company as big as Microsoft, their stock went up about 10% just because of artificial intelligence.
Correct.
And NVIDIA has gone up, about 300 or 400% there because they're the chip maker for it. Intel's not. Their stock is down.
Correct.
Google's got their Bard, and I don't know if anybody uses it, but that one's helped
I
their
do have a
stock.
story with that one. Yes.
Right. So it's obviously the biggest thing driving the markets right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's scaring the heck out of a whole bunch of people, which I find funny because how many times have we gone through this where something comes out that changes everything? Right. And I go, okay, so our phones have artificial intelligence on it. We've been talking to our phones for a while, right?
Sometimes it's the best conversation I have all day.
It's true. That's because
my wife's not listening. So
yeah,
I'm okay.
no. I was going to say that was talking about me today. Yeah. But no, we've been talking to the, I don't want to say it out loud, but the Amazon robot, because if anybody's at home listening to this, we'll start talking to them. But we've been interacting with AI for a long time. And I mean, artificial intelligence was coined in 1955.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So but again, we're now getting to it. Why? Because this is something we have now been given access to. About a year ago, up comes ChatGPT that says, we'll let you actually talk to the data model and go through. And everybody's like, wow, it was the same thing with Google. Right. Do you remember how many people said the internet's not going to catch on?
Right.
It's not going to go anywhere. I don't have to. Well, great. If you've got one foot in the grave, then yeah, you don't have to worry about technology and where it's going. Right now, so many people that I find, I spoke in an event and I said, raise your hand if you've heard of AI. Now keep your hand up if you're using it. And literally the room was a much older demographic, but the hands went down.
Did it really?
Yeah. Everybody's hand. It was like 5 people out of 100 people I'm speaking to. And I'm like,
were you speaking at a geriatric convention?
Yes, it was. Well, it was the room of mannequins.
Okay.
So they didn't put their hand up the first time. But no, and I looked at it and I said, wow, there's something wrong. And I said, okay, put your hand up if you're scared of AI because you don't know how to use it. And then all the hands went right back up again. And even the people that had it up before said they use it. They're like, I don't know if I'm using it right. I don't know if it's all this other stuff. And it's so cloaked in this shroud of mystery, and they don't know what to do with themselves with it.
So let's get into this a little bit, Joe, because I use ChatGPT every day, and I just saw from one of the coaches that I talked to that we're both cutting in and out. Okay, so I'll move us back here a little bit. So
I blame Ron.
Of course. So I one of the coaches that I have a lot of confidence in, she made a comment on one of her channels that go write in chat. You can use ChatGPT to go write something. And then there's another service you can use to humanize it.
Yeah, you can take anything you put in there. Now, I have a combination of both within ChatGPT.
Both what?
The human writer and ChatGPT. So ChatGPT will write, like, for example, anyone who gets an email where it says, I hope this email finds you well. That's been written by AI. Okay. That's the go-to thing. So if you're going to go use that to make yourself an intro email to somebody, then delete the first sentence and start with sentence number 2 and move forward. But everybody is, you can tell when you read something, it's been written by AI.
Yeah, demystifying whatever is AI.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Who's ever used the word demystifying in anything before?
That's me. I want to demystify it. Yes, because we've been watching a lot of the old castle movies.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in there going, ooh, it's all mystical. In looking at it, what we find is most people, again, because they're afraid of what they don't know, when you go and read something, you go, wow, this person sounds so much smarter than they did last week. Right. And you go, okay, so now that doesn't know how to write like you. So
exactly.
There's a plugin extension for Chrome called AIPRM. And AIPRM, what you do with that one is, again, they've got a simple model and then they've got a paid model, but it's already got prompts built into it. So it's an interface that lays on top of ChatGPT. And you can click on the one that says convert to human written article, 99.9% pass AI detection.
Okay, so I have to now I need to have a second thing that I'm paying for.
Yeah, a second plugin that you'll be paying for. So
Okay.
if you want the simple ones, but again, once you know a prompt, you can always use it. But there's another bot out there that like Twillo or something like that you can go put it in and let it run through, and it'll make it human written.
Yeah, that must be the other one that we were given just the other day, and I don't even remember it because I haven't used it yet. But I will be. But the whole thing is don't be afraid of it.
No, you know that I went through and I had a book I started. Right. So I started a book and I was like, I'm going to go put this book out. I'm going to do it. So then I went to ChatGPT and I talked to it just like it's a real person. And I said, hey, I have a book that I need to finish, but I can't have it sound like you. How do I get it to sound like me and have you help me finish the book? And it said, oh, we can definitely do that. Can you give me the title of the book, give me the table of contents, and then add the at least 2 chapters you've written so I can learn your voice.
Okay.
And I said, great. So I uploaded all of that stuff into it, hit the button, and it started spitting out chapters. Wow. And I read it and I was like, this sounds like me. This sounds like me. It did not sound like AI. So I taught it my voice.
And that's scary. If something else sounds like Joe, there may be a problem there.
It's definitely going to cause some rift in the universe.
We're going to continue our conversation with Joe Ingram, learning about AI. And how do you use it to help you sell? We'll talk about. He is the sales genius.
Thank you. Self-proclaimed.
Self-proclaimed sales genius. So we're going to continue with Joe Ingram. We've got another Joe fan here. Amazing and scary. Tip says that it's amazing, and I don't know if you're talking about. Tip, are you talking about Joe or are you talking about AI? I'm not sure which one we're talking about there. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, a real estate agent helps take the fear out of the market and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Hey friends, do you dream of mortgage-free home ownership? Are you aware that even if you own your home free and clear, it could still be costing you thousands per year? The Siegel Lending Team can help you generate tax-free income, accumulate family wealth, and maintain ownership of your home. By simply emailing your most recent mortgage statement, you'll receive a no-obligation real estate plan. Learn more by calling 1-800-306-1990 or email me your recent mortgage statement to PEAR@RonSiegelRadio.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. A real estate agent helps take the fear out of the market. Do negative headlines and talk on social media have you feeling worried about the housing market? Maybe you've even seen or heard something lately that scares you and makes you wonder if you should still buy or sell a home right now. Regrettably, when news in the media isn't easy to understand, it can make people feel scared and unsure. Similarly, negative talk on social media spreads fast and creates fears. Jason Lewis, co-founder and chief data officer at Parcel, says, quote, "In the absence of trustworthy, up-to-date information, real estate decisions are increasingly being driven by fear, uncertainty, and doubt," unquote. But it doesn't have to be that way. Buying a home is a big decision, and it should be one you feel comfortable making. You should lean on a trusted real estate agent to help you separate fact from fiction, also known as Diane Olick, and get the answers you need. That agent will use their knowledge of what's really happening when home prices, housing supply, expert forecasts, and more to give you the best possible advice. The National Association of Realtors, NAR, explains, quote, "Agents combat uncertainty and fear with a combination of historical perspective, training, and facts," unquote. The right agent will help you figure out what's going on at the national level and in your local area. They'll debunk headlines using data you can trust. Plus, they have in-depth knowledge of the industry and can provide context so you know how current trends compare to the normal ebbs and flows in the housing market, historical data, and more. Then, to make sure you have the full picture, an agent can tell you if your local area is following the national trend or if you're seeing something different in your market. Together, you can use all that information to make the best possible decision. After all, making a move is a potentially life-changing milestone. It should be something you feel ready for and excited about. And that's where a trusted expert comes in. Like, give us a call or listen to Ron Siegel Radio. Bottom line, if you need reliable information about the housing market and expert advice about your home, give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And I'll give you just a quick example. Remember I've told you I love Chapman College, Chapman University, and their forecast over there? Well, if you remember last year, they told us real estate values were going to drop. They said the real estate, they didn't say values. They said real estate is going to drop 11%. Did it drop 11%? No. What they forgot to say is mean prices are going to drop 11%. Mean just means the mix of sales. It has nothing to do with your actual property on your street. So you got to have somebody like us telling you that that's what that means in order to get you the right information. That's the real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Continuing our conversation, Joe Ingram, sales genius, clubhouse genius. Oh, I know.
No.
AI genius.
Yeah.
He's artificially intelligent.
Right.
Giving us some heads up on using AI to sell anything. And I can tell you over the years, Joe and I have been friends for a long time. We've caused some trouble together.
We have.
Nothing that you're going to find on the top of any newspapers, but there are some people that...
We're old enough that it was before the internet.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
No pictures of some of it.
Exactly.
But Joe's really on top of his game on a lot of these things, and he's very early on when some of the things come up. So I don't know how he gets the information, but he's into it real quick. And there's still a lot of people that aren't using AI, but think about what's going on right now. If you think about the writer's strike, what was one of the biggest items in the writer's strike? They wanted to make sure that there were humans there and not turning it all over to AI. The actors, They wanted to make sure that they were human actors and not images or likeness, instead of turning that over to AI. It's coming, or it's here.
It's here. It's just whether or not you're choosing to say, "Oh, look, it is here."
Right.
Right.
Are you using it? I mean, I'll tell you, I use it every day.
Yes.
I help it. If I get a long email from somebody, and I've got the attention span of a 30-year-old, which means about 30 seconds.
Right.
I'll copy the email I'll put a prompt into ChatGPT. Please summarize this for me. Put the email in there, and it gives me a summary. Usually it's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it does it without bias. Right. So it's just going to go through and it can give you the tone. It can tell you all of these things. I have a Chrome extension for Gmail. So it will pop up and I can just click the button at the bottom, little lightning bolt, and it will go read the email and prepare a response for me.
Is it doing that in ChatGPT or is it doing it in Bard?
ChatGPT.
Oh, okay.
So you connect it to ChatGPT.
Interesting. Okay.
So, but again, it starts to watch what you reply, and so it can develop a reply similar to what you talk to.
So it can be just as snarky as I am.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes. I love that. And so I've taken chatbots,
okay,
right, that have ChatGPT as a default in the background, uploaded all of my sales training into these chatbots that I now sell this to my clients to say, you don't have to have me in your company coaching your sales team. You could have me coach your sales team independently when they want it and how they want it. And it's just a link onto my website that I have. So now they go in, customer sends them an email. They go write a reply to this email, and they paste in the email and it writes a reply back. They copy it and paste it into their CRM tool and send it on its way.
Now, is that for any industry or is it industry specific?
So I have a sales bot for any industry, and then I have a sales bot for automotive, which is my specialty. And so in the automotive one, I have clients, I swear I answer every one of their emails. every one of the requests from a customer is coming back and forth through my tool that, again, it's inexpensive and it allows the person to learn as they go because they're reading it, copying it, pasting it, putting it in. Now they go, wow, I'm starting to learn.
So you've got all the information that you've uploaded all these things.
Yes, I've pre-filled an artificial intelligent bot.
Wow.
And so it'll just simply go, oh, great, let me go do this. Right?
And you can do that for any industry.
Any industry. Like my sample, I give out a sample bot, right? That is dark psychology. Okay. So dark psychology. So learning more towards manipulation and stuff, because why? Salespeople would prefer that as they go through. So now most of your AI is pre-built to be ethical. And it's like, no, I can't do it. So you ask, hey, how do I get this person to fall in love with me? And it's like, yeah, sorry, we don't play that game.
Okay.
Right? So then you.
Well, I mean, didn't we all do that when we first got our phones? And I like your terminology when the phone bot was on there, and we'd say, "Hey, bot," we'd use the right name, right?
Yeah, of course.
And where do you bury a dead body? And it used to come back and say,
right.
Give you a snarky response to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And he goes through and goes, okay, well, we could do this, blah, blah, blah. But it was core functionality is to be ethical.
Right.
Right. And so the same thing happened with this. So then I had to teach it to be gray. So there's 50 shades of gray in my chatbots, right?
Okay.
To go in. But that will definitely help you, and it's something to play with.
So if I want to send something out, and I know that you use a terminology, and I don't know that most of us understand it.
Okay.
Lead magnet.
Lead magnet.
What is a lead magnet?
Okay, so a lead magnet, if you are a business owner, a lead magnet is something to help get you a lead. Okay. So for myself, like if you go onto my website, you'll see there it says enter your email to get a free KPI tracker. So key performance indicator tracker. So you look at that. So you go, oh, I want to get that. So I will give you my email address. We all have those email addresses we only use to get stuff for free on the internet.
Or we should.
Right. Yeah. If not, please go do that.
Yes.
But, so what we do, a lead magnet.
You use Google for that because then you also get the phone number from Google.
Correct.
So when you have the phone number, you give out your marketing phone number and email.
Yes. And that's the one that I'm getting something for nothing. So if you give me your email address, I add you to my email list. So that's a lead The magnet is what is the value of the product.
Okay.
Okay. So like right now I have ChatGPT building me, right? 20 tips for the beginner in ChatGPT, 20 tips for the intermediate ChatGPT user, and 20 tips for the expert one. And so then I put all of this in a fancy PDF package that costs me nothing to email to somebody. And then I say, okay, great. Here's what I have. And then you go to the website, you look at it and go, oh, I'll give you my email for that.
Okay.
Okay. And that generates a lead.
So how, but I got to get him to my website though.
You got to put it on a link on your website. Yes.
But I got to get the person to my.
Yes,
that same
of course.
Thing work in our social media?
Yes, absolutely. It'll work in social media.
I think more people. I'm just guessing, but I think more people are going to Facebook every day than my website. I haven't looked, but I think that's probably accurate.
Then what you would do is say, ChatGPT, create a compelling Facebook post that offers this link to a lead magnet, right? But you can tell it to write you a lead magnet based on your industry. Okay. Then you can tell it create a post that would compel someone to give me their email for this, right? It'll develop a quiz for you. Like you.
So here's what I've done so much of the time, Joe, and you can tell me whether I'm doing it right or not. I use a product called Evernote, and I put in there what I call recipes.
Okay. And
my recipe is basically what you just said, because I've got to remember. I can't remember. I'm old, so I don't remember everything.
Right.
So I put the same, because we're going to do the same thing. Like you just said, you got a 20 prompts for a new ChatGPT user.
Right.
So I have that as part of the recipe. Then the next line is another thing, and the next line, and because there's various stages, because I got to get it to. Here's my line to write the quiz. Here's my line to write the lead magnet. Here's the line to write the Facebook post, and here's the line to use the SMS for texting.
Okay. So
we use those things over and over again, right?
Right. But see how it became manual based on you knowing where to go look.
Right.
Right. And then you going, let me copy paste and go through. What I would rather do is grab ChatGPT. So in ChatGPT, just like when you searched on Google, what did you do? You put in a question, then you learned how to write a better question.
Right.
Okay. Same thing happens with ChatGPT. And so in ChatGPT, you jump into the thing and you start a thread.
Right.
Okay. So if you and I were emailing, Ron, and you asked me a question, you said, Joe, what about Monday the 30th? Right. And then I start a whole new email and send it back to you that says, Ron, I think Monday would be okay. That would be confusing because you don't see the whole rest of the chain that we went back and forth scheduling ourselves. Right. All of a sudden I get an email that goes Monday the 30th. You're like, what is that for?
Right.
What is that for? Same thing happens in ChatGPT. Think of it as 51st date. Okay. Every new chat starts from its base.
So we want to keep everything in the same chat.
In the same chat. So you would name a chat called marketing, right? So for you'd name it RSR marketing. You would explain what Ron Siegel Radio and all of Ron Siegel's different businesses. You can break it out by the business itself.
So I've got 600 threads and I should really only have one.
You would have one. Yeah. I have a business partner one that understands my whole entire business. And I'll say, I need a lead magnet, and it'll go, okay, boom. And it'll grab it from that. If I go to a new thread and I say, hey, remember the customer avatar we created, right? It goes, I don't have a customer avatar. And so then I go back to my business partner one and go, using the customer avatar, come up with this. And this is how, like, if you go to my LinkedIn, you'll see a whole bunch of posts that I used by capturing a prompt, but in the same context of this. So you can say,
hold that thought, Joe. Yeah. We're going to come back, and I'm going to skip Your Credit Matters because I want to talk more to Joe Ingram about this. And maybe he's got something that we can get that maybe he's got a lead magnet that we can get to try and to figure all this stuff out. You can reach me anytime off air, number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you missed any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender. Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at RonIsMyLender.com. That's RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at RonSiegelRadio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. Continue our conversation. Joe Ingram is with us. He is the sales genius teaching us AI to help you sell anything. So far, if you missed the last couple of segments, you've missed a lot. Better go back and check them out. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. So we've been talking with Joe, and we're learning about using AI. And obviously, I talk to a lot of folks, but Joe's always one of the best that comes in because he's up on top of all this stuff and actual practical utilization. And I've been using AI every day and probably wrong every day, but it works for me. So, it's kind of like, Joe, you and I were talking before the broadcast. There's some people out there that want to be perfect and won't do anything until they're perfect.
Right.
Right. My comment is ready, aim. They never do anything.
Correct.
And, I got some education on this and I've been using it every day. But now that Joe's here, I can start, refining my usage.
Yep.
And that wasn't even a ChatGPT term.
No.
I can refine it and maybe use it more efficiently.
Yes.
Which I like that idea. So now I'm going to start using longer threads because I guess it makes it easier for ChatGPT to understand what we're doing.
Right. It's that email thread that is only about this one subject.
Right.
That we go back and forth. So it can always reference the previous emails so it doesn't have to ask the question again. Right.
Nice.
So one of the things I was showing you at the break was that I said, I need you to write copy for my podcast. What information do you need to make it SEO correctly and be appealing? Okay. And it says, okay. Now, one of the tips I'll say, if I were to do this all over, I would say you are an expert branding specialist and you work in the podcast industry.
But couldn't I have already put that into the custom, whatever they call that thing in here?
You can put it into the custom thing itself, but to me, I have more than one podcast. I have more than one thing. So I want to build a level of expertise that ChatGPT has on my podcast.
Gotcha.
Instead of saying, here's reference material to pull over all the time. It's going to go back through the thread continuously.
Now, are you finding that, when you say write copy, so now are you just basically putting it in a teleprompter and reading it then, or are you more ad lib like we do here?
I'm very ad lib, but what I'm saying is for the actual podcast promotion, for the podcast, when somebody clicks on it, like, do I really want to rewrite your bio when you send it to me to make it happier, more fun, or do whatever, and then try to implement something? No, I just tell it, here's the bio of my guest. Here's the topic we're going to cover. Make me something punchy.
Okay.
And then it goes back through, but I can tell it, make it more urban because this person talks this way. Make it more country because this person talks this way, right? And I can make ChatGPT go through, but it asked me a whole bunch of questions about my podcast. So it has a baseline. So it keeps everything in the correct theme, where if it was left up to me, I would be out there going, guess what? Ron's coming on the show. It's going to be cool.
So now let me ask you this, because when we put together our programs like this, and obviously we're broadcasting on AM and FM radio, so it's not quite the same as podcast world, but there's a lot of similarities.
Yes.
And Josh will take this and he'll cut out the segments where you and I are talking.
Right.
And we know that on YouTube or some of the other services, we can get a transcript of that.
Yes.
Can we take and pull that transcript, plug it into ChatGPT, and say, write me a catchy whatever?
Yes. You take the transcript, say, I want you to review the transcript. Okay. Like if you pay for ChatGPT 4, they have plugins.
Right.
Right. And so I just did one where I said, I wrote 2 books, and there's a PDF reader writer prompt that's in there, or a plugin. So I said, I have 2 books that I have written at 2 different times. If I give you both books, can you combine them and get the best out of both? And it was like, sure, give me access to both books.
So now you can have 3 books.
So now I'll have a 3rd book that is a culmination of the other 2 that I wrote at different times throughout.
And now it's going to be, and that I'm assuming then you can also put into that prompt that you want it to be written in your voice, because now it's learning your voice because you just wrote it.
Yeah. So when I have the book, so once it puts those 2 together, I take that and go to my voice prompt and I say, can you rewrite this in my voice?
Okay.
And so now I go there. But again, each one of the prompts has that. But the big key in this, I love to teach people, is that, you know what? Give it an identity. When you start a thread, give it an identity. You wouldn't go, you're a gas station worker that I need advice from you on marketing. You would say, you are a world-class marketer. And that's what you start with. So it has a role.
Okay.
And then that becomes my marketing thread. And then so I'm always consulting with just that. So it's not going to look for information on other than from exact marketing people that have a reputation.
So let's being that you've written a book or 2,
yes,
and ChatGPT is writing your 3rd.
It's combining those other ones. Yes.
Do you have one for AI yet?
Yes, I did. I just finished one. Came out 2 days ago. So Amazon's getting real quick when they proof it now. But what I realized was that as people are getting older, it gets harder to learn stuff.
Right.
So I had the idea of coming up with a book that was ChatGPT for Gen X. So I'm a Gen Xer. So I was like, hey, let's go put this out. So I started writing.
Can you write one, ChatGPT for boomers? So I'm right at the end of the boomer area.
Yes, I could totally go back and
Just
change it. Yes, yeah. So
what tell ChatGPT?
I'm going to tell it, go rewrite this book. But what it was is it. But Gen X being my generation, I could completely check it and proof it, right, as I went through. But I wanted it to add in appropriate references to Generation X material. So it says in there, like the first chapter is Back to the Future.
Sure.
And we explained, so I went through and explained everything. And then I was like, I need help putting this in the characters the right way. So it took my information and made it so that it says, okay, Marty, let's jump in the DeLorean and go back to the first time we put.
So if you want to have some fun with that, because I have done that a couple times, and I do it for invitations for some of the meetings that we go to. And I've gone into ChatGPT and I've put in there, I want you to write me, and I don't know, maybe Facebook user loves what you're talking about. We don't have
Thank you.
Yet. So I wrote a whole invitation for a group, and I put in there, write this as if you're Jeff Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Exactly. Yes.
And it comes out as really, really funny. And you can use it for that and have a good time. So what's the name of the book, Joe?
ChatGPT for Gen X.
ChatGPT for Gen X. And it's
the subheader
Amazon.
is From Atari to AI.
From Atari to AI.
Yes.
Okay. So now we know. And go on Amazon. Is that it?
Yeah. If you just go to gptmadeeasy.com, it'll take you right to the book page.
gptmadeeasy.com. Figures you'd have a URL for it.
Of course, yeah, like a 300 plus URL.
There you go. And as always, if you want more information on this stuff, you want to hire Joe, I'm sure he's available for especially automotive businesses. His company does that and teaches and trains in other businesses. And as he mentioned, his on his website, just fill out one of his lead magnet pages, and I'm sure somebody will get back to you. So,
and surprise, there's a chat bot on the page.
There's a chat bot on the page. As always, we ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak. Oh no. Figures, look who gets here right as we're closing out is Bill Janishek.
Bill Janishek.
Good
He
to
was
see you,
doing
Dr.
adjustments.
Bill.
He was doing adjustments.
He was adjusting. As always, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Boop, boop.